Okay, next on the agenda, and I'm gonna try to say this, I think, so I gotta buy supper anyway tonight, so it won't make much difference. But no, probably out of 3 years, maybe 4 months now, I've been here. Maybe, is this the first time you've been here? And I kind of introduced the court to my wife, which she takes part in the tourism and helping with other projects around the county. But she had a project she wanted to bring before the court and mentioned to my wife, Pam Asher.
Our school teacher.
I always like to give it to Sonny because his white hair, they think how old am I, because Sonny was one of my students. But I will begin to say by saying that as a resident of Clay County, I was one of those people that I was happy to be in Clay County. I grew up here, I raised my family here, I taught school here, I retired. But as far as being involved in the county as such, other than my corner of the world, I never had. But since Joe took office and as he started, becoming invested in it, I became invested in it. And that's what brings me here today. Back in October, well, I've been working with tourism kind of since he's been in and so forth, and that's a passion of mine. And he and I have talked numerous times about wanting a place that we could centralize where tourism people that comes into our county could come and get information. And it wasn't something that was happening quickly, but back in October I was driving through town and I passed out here Charles Stivers' building where Mama Mia's had been, and it just like the Lord spoke to me and said, "There's your building." Well, I talked to Mr. Stivers, and one thing led to another, and he believed in what I was doing. But I, in the near future, am going to be opening a business in that building, hopefully by the middle of May. But the reason I'm here today is that if you've never been in that building, it's a house. And I, as part of tourism, and I've already talked to some of these people here behind me, they're working big in tourism as well, that I want to dedicate one room as a free service to the county and the city. It costs nothing because this is my business, but I want to provide a place for people to walk in off the street and get information. And I've already talked to Mr. Barber here. He's got some beautiful photos, and some of the others we talked about how we could organize information. But my question, and as I present it to you, to you all, to see if they're even, it's like I say, a free service and so forth, but do you all see any conflict of interest or have any objections to me doing this? And so that's what I've come to present you all today. With that being said, it will just be one section of the building people could come in and get information, because we've got a lot going on in our county. And the people at Best Western, I know I've heard him, one of the managers up there, say people come in here all the time wanting to know what's going on here. And he said, I have nowhere to send them to find out information. And I know John Becknell has had the same thing. They have nowhere centrally located that we can combine information and have pictures and maps and so forth and events such as this. This is something that's going to be going on this Southeastern Sundays that starts the 25th of May. That is every fourth Sunday.
Every fourth Sunday.
And we're trying to have a place that people can come in and pick up information. So Jack's got these papers he wanted each of y'all to have. This is something that goes on from 1 to 5 every Sunday afternoon, and something different's going on every Sunday afternoon and things that are happening. But we just want a place for people to get information, and I want to do that as a free service because of my passion for tourism. And I know, Mr. Bishop, I talked with Jenna, and she was going to touch base with you to see if there was any legal issues involved.
She did, and I don't know of any.
Well, I think, Joe, you talked to Keiko's representative as well, and because there was no money involved on either end.
No money involved with them, and it's a free service. It's a, as she says, room set up to put pamphlets or put even if, I guess this, what they want to sit in there that's free to the county and the city. So, and I think Pam is going to go meet with the city on the 21st
I think.
and present the same thing to them and tell them it's just a room or a place, and people can bring, a lot of times they'll call it tourism building, but I think they said the better word would be visitor center. So anybody coming into town, you could send them there and they could pick up pamphlets or what.
And the business I'm going to have is a Christian bookstore. We do not have one here. I'll have a laser engraving business with personalization, and I am talking to quite a few local craftsmen, so it will have that I'm going to buy from. If I can buy locally and it helps our economy, that's what I'm about. So I am going to work with them to have local crafts in it as well. So.
Before we leave this subject, I'd like to say a few words about this Southeastern Sundays.
Okay.
We would like to appeal to the fiscal court and the people of Clay County. We need artisans, we need craftsmen, we need vendors, musicians and so forth to come out and display their talents, their wares, whatever. And anybody would like for you to spread the word. If you know somebody that's a good, talented musician, talented craftsperson, whatever, encourage them to come out and display their wares. There's no charge, no fees for anything. If they want to set up and sell special crafts, or they want to collect donations or whatever, that's up to them. We've got nothing in it. We're just providing a service for the community. And anybody that's interested, contact SES at claycountychronicle.com. And Gary and Bill here will be the people that they talk to. They'll set them up and schedule them a place. We'd like to try to get people to fill out applications that are online so that we'll be able to place people, know how many we've got coming, and be able to accommodate everybody.
Now, Jack, I think you're talking the other day about people that might be having garden stuff to sell.
Yes, that's true. We're not setting up a flea market type event, but things that are unique to our Appalachian region, and including garden spaces, like a farmer's market would call it. If you have got some nice fresh fruits, vegetables, and so forth, bring them out. But we don't want to get into the flea market type situation.
You don't want somebody bringing a load of fruit and watermelons out in Oxville or nothing like this. It's just locally grown stuff.
It's for local grown stuff and for our local people. You guys got anything you want to add?
So just keep it here in the county.
Yeah, we want to
People
keep
of
it
the
local,
county,
and it's something
bring the
we want to
tourists
do.
in.
And this is something that we're going to do. Every month we have a car show. This is added on to the Clay County Cruisers car show. And we're going to do it in Rollins Stinson Park. We're going to fill up the park with the car show. And once we fill up the park, then we'll work our way on up along the Riverwalk until we get to the swinging bridge. If we reach that point, we're going up to the Saltworks. But we would like everybody's help in trying to get this thing going. Our first one will be May the 25th. If you know anybody that's talented, anybody that's got good vegetables, they want to set up a fruit stand, a market, on that.
And I would ask if you all are in agreement with me doing this, that you take the information to your districts, and if you know people that make things or want to have events that's going on in the community. We're a big county, and we've got a lot of areas, so I know there's things going on out there that I'm not even aware of that we could, have pamphlets out for people or flyers like this so people could pick up and find out about these type of things. And have contact numbers that they could call people in your district and find out information, so.
And if someone does do that, like crafts and stuff like that, another woman that comes up there to the thing y'all have at the Claudia building with the the dried out,
The boards.
yeah, the gourds.
Mhm.
How would you do that if you wanted to set some of your stuff in there? Is there a
Well,
charge?
what I'm planning on doing is, I can probably afford to buy the smaller stuff, but if they have larger items, I will try to consign with them,
Consign,
to sell. If
Okay.
they, we have to have a signed agreement that way. So,
Okay.
other than that, I can buy, just like I would buy the ordering off the internet or anything else, but I prefer to buy local stuff that we can sell for that part, so.
On this musical, Jack, are you all gonna have a stage set up for them?
Yeah, well, we will have a
They can bring
stage.
like their records in and sell them, or?
No, we will have a stage set up, but it will be for the car show activities. These individual musicians and so forth, we will space them periodically out through the surrounding area to where they can entertain their own groups, they can play do their own things and everything, right during the time that our activities are going on the stage. We will have a stage set up on this first event. We'll have Hobart Hensley and his bluegrass band playing, and we're also planning on having Stephen Hollins, the storyteller. He's going to entertain us too, in addition to our regular activities with the car show. But all these other groups will be divided up, spaced out to where that they don't interfere with each other.
The whole goal of this is for it to grow every month, that more people hear about it, come from other cities. We're going to be doing promotions up in Lexington, down in Knoxville, and all points in between to get people from those areas here into Clay County and to come see what we have and to enjoy the Appalachia folklore that we have here in this county. Come here, spend your money, go back home. That's why we're encouraging all the local crafters to come to this and the local musicians and everything, because we're hoping that it'll grow, that each month gets a little bigger, that we can space the musicians down through along the Warriors Path, all the way to the Salt Works, and then even come back across the swinging bridge here into downtown. So when the tourists come in, they can spend a whole day here and walk around the city, see how beautiful it is, listen to the music, buy the Appalachian stuff. People from out of town at our campsite that we have, we've already had people come in that are staying with us, and what they're looking for when they go out of the state is something local. They don't want to buy something that came from China, and that's why we're really discouraging the flea market thing. They want something that's handcrafted, whether it be a walking stick to walk the trails with, or like she was talking of the gourds or the photography and things like that. That's what they want to take home with them. And so we're encouraging them to come and spend the day, eat at our restaurants, look at our parks, visit the shows and things like that, listen to our music, and then go back home with great memories to tell their friends, so their friends come down and spend more money down here, just to help the economy and help with the tourism.
This is being added to our car show. Our car show is going to continue as it has been. This is just added to it because we realize a lot of people may not like cars. They will come to see other things. Once they get there, then maybe they'll want us to view the cars, and vice versa. This is just added to our car show. And in order for us to have each individual group on the stage, we're limiting their time to maybe 30 minutes if we did it that way.
Yeah.
By doing it the way we're doing it, they can sit up and play for the entire 4 hours. They can entertain whoever, however they want to, without interfering with other,
What did you say that was?
It's SES, Southeastern Sundays, at claycountychronicle.com.
This is something, it's all volunteers that are doing this. No one's getting paid to play the music.
No charges for anything, nobody
Yeah,
getting paid.
the vendors that come in, there's no charge for their table space or anything like that. It's to help the local people with, keep the economy going here for the locals.
Yeah, and it's just to give local talent opportunity to showcase their talents.
And that was the email address. The website address is just claycountykentucky.org, which I believe is claycountykentucky.org, which I believe is on the bottom of that flyer.
Yeah, there's another address.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I guess with,
I'll make a motion on it.
I didn't know, I was gonna ask Clay, do we have to,
Do we need to make a motion on that?
on her, like her visitation center?
Yeah, I would, yeah. I think
Okay.
I would. It probably needs to be formalized as part of our meeting that we've agreed to it. And there's, as Keiko told you, I couldn't even fathom a conflict. You know,
Right.
when everything is totally free.
Yeah.
It's a community spirited thing, and everything that they're doing, you know, they made fun of me in Frankfurt about being excited about the swinging bridges, but I am excited about it, and I don't care if they make fun of me or not. You know, tourism, I think, is the one thing that may be able to save this county
Yeah.
in the years to come. That's just me, and I may be wrong, but I'm, as the old man used to say, I'm first.
And we're trying to find a way for the young people to want to stay and to become invested in it. And, you know, when you have activities like that going on, they're invested, you know. So we're going to encourage some other things. So I think we've got some really good things going on, but we've got to have a place to showcase it, so.
Okay.
Harrison Pinkton.
Yes.
Ross Hoskins.
Yes.
Sonny Gay.
Yes.
Hugh Gregory.
Yes.
Johnny Johnson.
Yes.
Joe Asher.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then while we're on that subject, then before I get to someone else, and Gary, Mr. Barnaby, I know you encouraged me that, and I can pass it around.
I have extra copies.
Oh, he is actually, okay.